Welcome to step 11. So this is the 4-part series to nutrition, how we eat. So we're going to call this Eat 1, but I'm going to title this today because this is the kind of the behind the curtains when you think about nutrition or how we eat. And sometimes people just want to jump in about the calories and what I should be eating, when reality is you got to know a little bit more about this. So I'll start with this: let food be your medicine. It's changing the mindset. And if you go back in time, Hippocrates, a Greek physician, born in 465 BC, was really the father of medicine, but Hippocrates really understood the power of what you eat. So when you think about the human body itself, sometimes today we look at the human body in isolation. Reality is the body functions as one, as a whole. So that's a different mindset. So what you're eating sometimes will affect your entire body, your mind, your body, your pain, all that kind of stuff. But then we get into the mindset around food. I mean, food is love, food is happiness, it's social, it's all that stuff that we want, taste. But the other thing we want to understand about food itself is the power of what we eat. Certain foods are high in magnesium. They relax the body. They can lower your blood pressure. Certain foods, such as omega-3 fats, help with hormones. Some foods help decrease inflammation. Some foods increase inflammation. So when we start thinking about nutrition itself, besides just the social and the fun and the holidays and all that kind of stuff, but the power of it, but we got to change the mindset of really what it does to the body. And then why do we know so little about nutrition or what we eat? This is, to me, it's a new frontier. We're going to see a lot more about this in years to come, but we don't really know a lot about it. When I was in graduate school, I had one class on nutrition. I was an adjunct professor at the College of Osteopathic Medicine at Michigan State. Basically, little nutrition information. So again, we don't know a lot. And last but not least, we got to change the mindset of prevention is the future. We can make healthcare more efficient, but that's not going to fix it. We got to get back into the thinking about prevention as our future. So if we go back underneath the weeds a little bit, understanding what is nutrition. So this is Nutrition 101, understanding a little bit about it. So when you think about nutrition, it's really simple. Nutrition is the body being fueled, being fed. It needs that. So that's why we eat, for health and energy. So that's nutrition. Your body's actually using nutrients to make the body function the way it should. But then after we don't use it, we eliminate it. We'll talk more about this in just a second. So we eliminate it. But if we're not using it and we're not eliminating it, then we store it, and that turns into toxicity. And this has really turned into a big problem today around the world, is this toxicity. That's where inflammation lives. That's where a lot of diseases live. This toxicity builds up. So a couple things I want you to understand about nutrition itself. Is it possible, this is crazy, but is it possible to be nutrient deficient today? In 1970, we're consuming 2,200 calories in 1970. Today, we're consuming 4,100 calories, almost double. But we're more nutrient deficient than ever today, eating more food. So there's two types of nutrient deficiencies. I hear this every day. Hey, Chris, I eat really good. I eat really healthy. I get that. But there's two deficiencies that most people face. Number one, it's called a primary deficiency. You're lacking nutrients. You might be lacking omega-3 fats. People that have high blood pressure could be lacking magnesium. Or people that have gout or acid reflux could be lacking nutrients to make their body more alkaline. So it's a lacking. So a lot of times you're thinking about, what am I missing? And the second nutrient deficiency is what you're not absorbing. And this has turned into a big deal. So people are taking supplements, they're taking certain foods, but in reality, your body's not doing a good job absorbing those nutrients. So if you're started adding nutrients that you're missing, and you start improving the absorption of foods, then the body starts to get healthier and healthier and healthier. So I'll leave this little piece here, but food is your medicine, and prevention is our future. So one thing I want you to understand is a little more about digestion. How does the body actually break food down for you to use it in the body? Every cell in the human body needs to be nourished. So let's begin here. It begins in the mouth. So it's okay to drink your food. Sometimes people drink in smoothies and things like that, but you really want to get started doing more chewing of the food. So when you chew it, you have these things called amylase enzymes They break down carbohydrates. They begin in the mouth. And then from there, it goes down the esophagus, into the stomach. The stomach has a certain pH to break food down. But here's kind of the trick for the human body. From the stomach to the duodenum is about 8 inches. This is where the body really starts changing the pH. It makes it going from acidic to more cooling so the body can absorb it, and that goes into the colon. So if it comes out of the stomach too hot, it goes in the duodenum, it doesn't have enough time. That's the problem with many times people take acid blockers. It doesn't give it enough time to cool it down, and then it gets in the colon and the body can't absorb it. Which leads to these problems. Acid reflux is so easy to fix if people start understanding how the body's digestion. You make your body more alkaline, acid reflux and gout disappear. Uric acid builds up, very painful. Huge problems with digestion problems. And then from there, acid reflux, it goes down the other direction. That's called IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And then maybe leads to Crohn's or all these other things that get even a little more serious. So if a person has acid reflux, that's a good sign that something's not working. And then your skin, that was me growing up. I had bad skin, but nobody has told me it was my digestion that was out of balance. So when people have bad skin, we always treat it topically, but in reality, the skin heals from the inside out. And then allergies have never been higher. You can't even fly on a plane anymore and eat peanuts, or kids can't take peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to school anymore because we've never had higher allergies. And you got to say, well, people can be allergic to things, but reality is as the immune system gets stronger, allergies start to disappear. And then sleep. Believe it or not, if you're not having good digestion, you're not going to have a good gut health, which leads to releasing certain neurotransmitters in the body like serotonin, which makes melatonin that helps people sleep. So sometimes we don't even address sleep through how we eat. And last but not least, which I just mentioned here, is the immune system. 90% of your immune system lives. All the cancer research today is all based on the immune system. We got to get back into understanding how powerful what we eat and how we break down food and boost your immune system. Which leads us over here. Here's some solutions. What are you going to do? That's what I always want to know. But like, oh, I have this problem. What are you going to do? It's pretty simple. You get your pH back into balance. If you have digestive issues, the first thing you have to understand, you got to get your pH more alkaline. Stress makes your pH more acidic. So if a person's more stressed, they're not going to have good digestion. It's real simple. So that's why we like to talk about rest before we talk about eat. Because if people are not getting enough recovery, they're not going to have good digestion, good absorption. Processed foods and beverages, this can kill the gut. So if I'm eating more dead foods, they don't have a lot of live enzymes for the body to break down, or certain beverages like sodas or too much alcohol or energy drinks, this is going to kill your gut health. So again, you can just slowly get rid of those, and then you're starting to upgrade. This is what this is all about. It's coming. We're talking about the food target. As you start upgrading, you have better digestion. And then this is so simple. Everybody take this step. You get up in the morning, you drink 6 ounces of water. We're going to get more into this. You add a lemon. Lemon makes your body more alkaline. Lemons are acidic by nature, by digestion, very alkaline, and the same as lime. So if you get up and you drink a little bit of water, maybe during your day add a lemon or lime, great for digestion. Apples are so simple. We hear a lot about apple cider vinegar, fantastic. Anything fermented. But eating an apple at least once a day is an amazing thing. Or maybe you just say, hey, I'm going to eat an apple 3 times a week. But one of the things I focus on every day is I try to eat an apple. I try to every day eat an apple because it's great for digestion. And then chlorophyll is greens. That's like scrubbing bubbles, cooling for the gut health. So anything green, spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass, you're going to hear more about this. Kale, spinach, broccoli, all these things that are green, high in chlorophyll, help gut health. And then ginger and turmeric, magical. Add a little slice of ginger in the hot water, turmeric, these are all anti-inflammatories, great for gut health. And then think about this. Antibiotics. Again, antibiotics can be fantastic, but sometimes antibiotics can kill your digestion or certain medications. So if you're having problems with gut health, you want to back up and say, what am I taking? And these are the things that really I see a lot of is taking acid blockers or taking pain medication, over-the-counter pain meds. This kills gut health. Which leads us to the final piece here is understanding about elimination. I don't think we've ever been taught this stuff. There's 5 superhighways of elimination. The first one is your bowel. If your dog wasn't having a regular bowel movement on a daily basis, we all would take the dog to the vet, right? So you should have a 1 to 2 bowel movements a day, and it should look like a soft banana. This would tell you a lot Sometimes in my seminars I talk about this and people start laughing, but it's really true. When I'm sitting down with people for the first time in a discovery session, I'm going to ask them, tell me about your bowel movement, because this will tell you a lot if the body's working the way it should work. Your urine should look like the color of Chardonnay, not too dark, not too light. So if I'm dehydrated, my urine will be dark. If I'm drinking too much water, maybe not eating enough nutrients, it will be too clear. And then we go to the lungs. That's why diaphragmatic breathing is so powerful, or moving your body on a daily basis, your lungs eliminate. And then we go into the lymph. That's the really magic here for keeping the body healthy. The human body has this lymphatic system. It's like a sewer system for the human body, but you need to move it. The lymphatic system has no pump. So by just moving your arms, mini trampoline, or maybe not blocking the lymph. We're a real big fan of using deodorants that have no aluminum chlorohydrate underneath the armpit. That blocks the lymph. So again, get your lymph strong and healthy. And last but not least, skin really will tell you if people are healthy. So when I'm talking to people and their skin is glowing, I know they're having great digestion and they're really starting in that path. So as we leave this little piece about digestion, understand, let food be your medicine. As we improve our digestion, you become much healthier. As I wrap up this section, step number 11, let food be your medicine, I want to introduce you to our food pyramid. And we find this is very simple to teach people. You're going to learn a lot more about this in greater detail coming forward. But I want to give you this to overview before you go into the next step. Number 1 is water and hydration. Make this simple. I find this is probably the biggest piece for me personally, nutritionally, is I got to make sure I'm getting enough water and then the quality of the water and other beverages I'm consuming. Followed by superfoods. What are you missing? Each and every day I'm trying to find things that are very difficult to find in the food system. Omega-3 fats, you're going to hear more about that. Foods high in chlorophyll, magnesium. These are some of the superfoods we'll introduce you to. And then from here we go into quality. You know, this is where the food target comes in. All you're going to do is slowly try to upgrade, improving the quality of the carbs, proteins, and fats you're consuming, really focusing on quality. And then from here we go up into timing. You're hearing a lot about fasting and how often to eat and when to eat. We're going to get into more detail about the timing and frequency. It's really important. It's not just what we eat, it's how we eat. And then from here we go into calories and quantity. You can see it's number 5. It's not number 1 or number 2. We're going to talk about calories and quantity. But again, when you think about the hierarchy here, it comes later. Because calories are important, but again, it's not the most important thing. And then the 80-20 rule is, can you find a lifestyle that you actually love and can sustain? This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle. So maybe 80% of the time, 70% of the time, 60% of the time, 50% of the time, the goal is to slowly learn how to upgrade and create a lifestyle that you can sustain. So as I end step 11, I really want you to understand the power of food. You've learned a lot today about digestion, elimination, absorption, all these different things that go behind the scenes when you talk about eating. But I want you to think about this as we end this. I really want you to truly believe, let food be your medicine, because food is powerful. It is your medicine.